20 German words Americans use all the time. Guten Tag, meine lieben deutschen Freunde. Today we're gonna find out what words use Americans that are German. Let's go, guys, and don't forget, bitte abonnieren und liken sehr das Video, guys. Bitte, let's go.
You have definitely used these words before in English, maybe even on a daily basis, but did you know that they're actually German?
No, I did not know. That's why I'm watching this video, girl.
Servus and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Felicia. I'm originally from Munich, Germany, but I have been living in Cincinnati, Ohio off and on since 2016. So a few weeks ago, I made a video about 20 English words that we use in German, and a lot of them actually have a completely different meaning in German than they do in English, like old-timer, just to give one example, which refers to an old person in English, but to German speakers, an old-timer is a vintage car. Check out
Okay, I got it. Before that, I also thought that old-timer is an old person. Wow, now I will know that for Germans it's different.
The video to find out about the other 19 English words that we use differently in German. But today I'll talk about the opposite,
that's all the video.
Basically. So about German words that are used in English.
Okay.
There aren't nearly as many German words in English as there are English words in German, but there are actually more than you would think. And a lot of them are words that people use all the time, but they don't really know that it's a German word. And even I wasn't really aware of how many German words are used in English. So for me, it was super surprising every time I first heard someone use one of those words. Like, they're just saying something in English and suddenly I'm like, wait, what? You just spoke German? So for today's video, I made a list of 20 German words that are used in English, and I just picked the ones that are either used a lot or that I just thought were funny or interesting. But before we start with the list, I'd like to introduce today's sponsor, Skillshare, which is an online learning community of known ones, and that is kindergarten.
Okay.
In German, we pronounce it Kindergarten, and it literally means children's garden. And even though the word is used in a very similar way in the two languages, it's not 100% the same. In Germany, Kindergarten isn't part of the school system, but it's more like a daycare. Kids can go there from the age of 3 up until they start first grade, but it's not mandatory for parents to send their kids to kindergarten, and there's no mandatory curriculum either. Some kids may practice math and writing in kindergarten, but it's not a class setting, and the focus is usually more on playing and activities like doing crafts, singing together, going on field trips and those kind of things, while in the US, kindergarten is the year before first grade, and it's part of the school system.
Okay.
That's why it's
here in Latvia we have the same as you guys in Germany. Like, you can learn some crafts over there. For example, I learned English in my kindergarten. I learned to work with my hands, you know, to make something from plastiline, to paint, for example, to read. Also, I learned in kindergarten, and that was really handy because when I went to school, everything was much easier.
Also called K to 12, kindergarten to 12th grade. So the kindergartens usually belong to a school and are a little more focused on academics. So same word, but different meaning in Germany and the US. And what I find funny is that the German concept of kindergarten is what Americans also call preschool sometimes, while Vorschule, the literal translation for preschool in German, basically stands for the American concept of kindergarten. So it's somewhat switched. Some German kindergartens do offer a Vorschule the year before first grade to prepare the kids a little academically.
I think in Latvia we have both. I think we have both, like preschool and because when you go to kindergarten, it's not called kindergarten. It's called the preschool, basically. But in the same time, it does the kindergarten functions in the same time, and preschool functions also.
I actually had no clue that Americans used this German word before I came here, and the first time I heard it, it sounded so funny.
Wait. Gesundheit.
funny to me. Gesundheit is what we say for bless you in German, and Americans seem to use it that way too. Especially among younger people, I found that they usually use it in a more funny way, but it can also be just used with a normal tone. The word itself actually just means health in German, so whenever someone sneezes, we wish them health.
Yes, we do the same over here. When somebody sneezes, we say uz veselību. It means health for you. But when I was working in like an online casino, people were saying, like, somebody sneezed and people were like Gesundheit, and I'm like, what does it mean and where does it come from? And now I know, man, wow, das wusste ich nicht.
Just like Gesundheit, I didn't know that this word was used in English before I moved to the US.
Hitler kaputt.
We spell it with 2 T's in Germany.
That's what like all the people over here say, Hitler kaputt. I don't know, like this is like common thing that people over here say.
But we pronounce it the same way, kaputt. And it basically has the same meaning in both languages. It means broken, damaged, or destroyed, as in my phone is kaputt, mein Handy ist kaputt.
Yeah.
Or it
now
can
it
also
makes
mean
sense.
exhausted, as in I went hiking for 8 hours today and I'm so kaputt. Ich bin heute 8 Stunden gewandert, ich bin total kaputt. And just like in German, where we say etwas geht kaputt, you also say something goes kaputt in English.
Well, man, now I have my vocabulary. My vocabulary became much wider thanks to now I know what means kaput. Well, but if you turn on the common sense, you will understand what it means.
Another one which I love hearing in English is doppelganger, especially because it seems kind of funny to me that you would use a rather long German word that even has an umlaut. I mean, okay, in English it's usually written with just an A, but people could also just say look-alike or double in English. Why use doppelganger? Anyway, I think it's fun, and I think I first found out about this when I watched the American show How I Met Your Mother in English as a teenager, because that's like a whole theme on that show, to find all the main characters' doppelgangers.
Okay, I didn't got it, but whatever. Stein seems easy.
This one I just recently used in my video on alcohol culture in Germany and the US. And I have to say that it still feels kind of weird to me every time I use this word in English, or even when I just hear it, because it actually has a completely different meaning in German. Beer Stein, or just Stein in English, refers to a beer mug traditionally made out of stoneware, but it can also refer to the more modern glass mugs, while in German, Stein means stone, and the beer mug is called Bierkrug. Some of my German viewers actually commented on my alcohol video and told me that in some parts of Rheinland-Pfalz, in the western part of Germany, people also use the word Stein when they refer to a liter of something. So they would say, ein Stein Bier bitte, 1 liter of beer please. It seems to be a regional thing though. I had never heard about this before, and I'm curious if there is any connection to the English use of the word, but I couldn't really find anything about this, so let me know if you know more about it.
Warum ist das so? It doesn't make any sense. Like stone and like a beer mug. How it's connected? Americans, guys, you don't make sense at all. Sorry.
The next one is Spiel, and
Spiel is like play, probably.
And even though this has a different meaning than the word does in German, I really like the English meaning because we don't really have a German equivalent for it. In English, Spiel is a kind of speech, especially one that is long and is spoken quickly and is intended to persuade the person listening about something. So this is often used in sales situations, and for example, you could say something like, oh, they gave me the whole spiel about why their university is the best in the country.
By the way, I remember my grandma used to say Spiel also. I don't know why. Like she used this word as a speech back in the day.
The best in the country. In German, Spiel, capitalized, simply means game,
to play.
And spielen means to play.
Stuhl.
This one is
That's
not
a chair.
exactly a loan word from the German language, but it does have Germanic origins, and I included it in this list because I personally think that it sounds exactly like the German word Stuhl. But it's actually a so-called false friend because it has a different meaning in the two languages.
What?
Stuhl
What?
in German is a chair, while Stuhl in English is what we call Hocker in German. Kind of similar, but not quite the same thing.
What is Hocker? Americans, guys, come on. What is Hocker? Das Hund. Das Hund, guys.
Dachshund. When Americans first
dachshund.
used this word with me, I had no clue what they were talking about because I wasn't familiar with the word, and I also couldn't tell that it was supposed to be a German word with the English pronunciation, but now I know that Dachshund can be used in German as well, but it's actually more common to call the dogs Dackel in German. Literally, this compound word consists of Dachs, badger, and Hund, dog. A badger dog, basically. And this is because the dogs were traditionally supposed to crawl into burrows and look for badgers.
Anyone knows what means badgers? No idea. Okay, next word. Wiener. Wiener. I've tried my best, guys.
In English, this can also be used to describe a Dachshund, wiener dog, but it can also refer to just a wiener sausage, or it's
wiener.
also often used instead of penis. In German, we say Wiener. The German W is pronounced like an English V, and it usually refers to the sausage. Wiener Würstchen would be the long version. It can also refer to a Wiener Schnitzel, which is also something to eat, or it can simply be used for a person from the Austrian city of Vienna, which is Wien in German. Wanderlust. This is kind of an old-fashioned German word
that sounds
we
easier.
pronounce Wanderlust, and it's literally the desire to wander. So it means you want to travel. The word was used a lot in the literature of the Romantic era, but you can also call this Reiselust or Fernweh in German, which the last one is also an interesting word because it's kind of like the opposite of Heimweh, which is homesickness. So Fernweh pretty much means far sickness.
Okay.
This one is very similar to the German one, but it's not 100% the same.
Angst.
Angst, capitalized in German and with the German A, basically just means fear. And angst in English is also related to fear, but it describes a broader feeling of anxiety and apprehension. It's often used in connection with teenagers. Teenage angst is what a lot of young people experience throughout puberty, and you can also say you're feeling angsty in English. So in English, it describes more of a general feeling, whereas in German, Angst haben means to be scared of something, and that's usually something a little more specific, like you're scared of the spider. The English meaning of Angst doesn't have a good translation in German, but it could be translated with something like Existenzangst or innere Unruhe or Angstzustände.
Wow, that was tough. That was tough. What she said those last phrases, it's gonna be struggle for me to repeat them.
Kitsch is a concept that's really hard to explain actually, but according to the dictionary, it describes
something with the cats?
Art, decorative objects, or design considered by many people to be ugly, without style, or false, but enjoyed by many other people, often because they are funny. So you could say, his home is full of 1950s kitsch. It means the same thing in German and in English, and it's also pronounced the same. There's also the English adjective kitschy, which is kitschig in German.
Okay. Blitzkrieg. Well, Blitzkrieg is from Second World War. It means the fast attack, something like that. The lightning attack.
This is a military term and describes a strategy of warfare that includes short and fast attacks. The term is often used in connection with World War II, but it actually had been used way before that. We pronounce it Blitzkrieg in German, and it literally translates to lightning war because Blitz is lightning and Krieg is war. It's used the same way in both languages, and they even adapted the word Blitz as a tactic in American football.
Official, after this I'm a German. Wait. Schadenfreude.
This seems to be a very popular word in the US. I've been asked about this so many times. And what makes it so special is that this concept doesn't even really exist in the English language, which is why there isn't an English word to describe it, which is probably quite a strong statement about the German culture. Schadenfreude consists of Schaden, which means damage or harm, and Freude, which means joy. So this is the joy that you feel when someone else gets harmed or fails. So not very nice.
Not very nice at all. Fußball. Well, football is football.
All sports fans should know this one. Fußball in German means soccer, or football in British English. Fußball in English refers to the bar game, which we usually call Kicker or Tischfußball in German.
Okay. Zeitgeist.
This is another...
Zeitgeist is the... Let me remember, the ghost of the time or something like that.
A concept that doesn't have its own English translation, just like Schadenfreude, and therefore the German word is used in English and some other languages too. Americans usually say Zeitgeist. In German we pronounce it Zeitgeist, and this consists of the word Zeit, which means time, and Geist, which means spirit. So Zeitgeist is the spirit of the time, which describes what's going on culturally, religiously, and intellectually during a certain time period. Woodstock was part of the 1960s Zeitgeist, for example. And in English, they even made it an adjective, which we don't even have in German, Zeitgeisty.
Wow, haven't heard about
Schnaps.
that though.
This one I also mentioned.
Schnaps is vodka, but German version.
In my video on alcohol culture. In German, we spell it like this and say Schnaps, and it means hard liquor. In English, it's mostly used as part of the name of certain liquors like peppermint schnapps or peach schnapps.
I thought it's vodka. Wonderkind.
Wonderkind in English, Wunderkind in German, and this literally translates to miracle child. Wunder is miracle, Kind is child. So it describes a person that is very clever or talented and becomes successful at a young age.
Mein Katze is a Wunderkind.
One of the most common examples for a Wunderkind is Mozart.
What about my cat? Come on. Poltergeist.
This looks a little bit similar to Zeitgeist. Poltern means to clatter, and Geist means ghost or spirit, and this particularly describes a ghost that makes noises in the house and moves objects.
Yeah.
Whether you believe in that or not is a different story.
I have a poltergeist in my kitchen. He loves to do like sounds from the closet in 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. I wake up from the sounds. I'm like looking at my cat. My cat sleeps together with me in my bed. I'm looking at my cat. My cat looks at me, and I'm like, "Come on, go there, check it out. Do your job. Come on, cat. I'm afraid." Schmutz. Schmutz is
And
good.
last but not least, the final word on my list is Schmutz. This one is pronounced and used the same way in both languages, and it means dirt. And schmutzy in English or schmutzig in German means dirty.
My grandma was a German language teacher here in Latvia. She was born in 1935, so back in the day, before the World War II, and she used to use this word a lot. A lot.
So this was my list of 20 German
nice
words
list.
that are used
I enjoyed
in
it
English.
a lot.
And there are many, many more, of course, especially regarding food, like pretzel, bratwurst, or Hefeweizen, just to name a few examples.
Pretzel, bratwurst, Hefeweizen.
If you're interested in this, you should also definitely check out the channel Kelly Does Her Thing, because she...
Okay, I got it. Thank you very much for the video. I love the channel. Feli from Germany, very nice energy, very nice girl. Just my thoughts about this video, guys. I was shocked, as always, that Americans use a lot of German words. Wow, especially kindergarten. I mean, I didn't know that it came from Germany. I thought many... like all the American words came from another languages. I'm not so smart to finish the sentence, but so anyways, guys, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. Kindergarten was especially the shocker. Schmutz, my favorite word, Schmutz. So bitte abonnieren und liken Sie das Video, guys. And auf Wiedersehen. See you in the next reactions. Bye.